Yes, guys, we are live. Welcome to the live match preview. Today, I will be previewing, me and Mike will be previewing the Czech Republic versus Wales game, another international break. It's flown by, the September international break, it came and went, and here we are in the October one. So, yeah, really, really thankful for Mike joining very late notice. So, Mike, how you doing, first of all, mate?
Mate, buzzing. FIFA 22 is out, and got myself a nice cheeky little Bruno Fernandes from a 7.5k pack. Loving FIFA. Just getting well, for us, it doesn't matter because we still play through the international break, but, football's back, buzzing. International as well. We can actually get buzzing for Wales for two games.
Yeah, well, saying about your FIFA, I'm not sure if you do enjoy FIFA after I was watching some rage the other day in your thing. So I'm not too sure if you like Erling Haaland especially, but that was a good watch. But yeah, of course, Mike sports a League Two club, and of course, League Two and League One clubs don't really have an international break. So Mike's got a lot of football to be watching this weekend, and one of the games he will probably be watching is tomorrow night's game between Czech Republic and Wales. So going into the group, then of course Czech Republic, then a second in the group with 7 points. They've played 5 games. Wales are currently third in the group, just behind Czech Republic, 1 place below, also on 7 points, but we played 1 less game than Czech Republic. So what do you make of that? Czech Republic have played 5 games, we played 4, both on 7 points. The lead is Belgium, Wales with 16, but we do have 2 games in hand. So if we can win tomorrow night, 6 points behind Belgium, a game in hand, what do you reckon? What do you reckon about the table so far between the two sides?
I think first is done now, to be honest with you. I know there's mathematically still a way that we or Czech Republic could win the group. I think that's completely gone. Not mathematically, but, theoretically, Belgium are not going to really drop many points. And even so, we've got them on the last game, so they probably still would have won the group by then anyway, so we can't even say we've got them to play. Czech Republic, we've beat them already, so I've just said this all along. A point against Czech Republic is a massive result, but a win after that Estonia game, I mean, we're coming off the back of 2 poor results, really, performances, sorry. I know we got the win against Belarus, but come on, we shouldn't be relying on a hat trick from Gareth Bale to beat Belarus. No disrespect to them, of course. Yeah, 2 penalties, 3 penalties in the game, I think it was as well. They had 1, and then Estonia, that was just woeful. I mean, I was there as well. I know you was watching it, but yeah, it was just there's literally nothing to talk about. I think the only thing to talk about was the appreciation for Gary Speed, obviously. So many years since he passed away, but yeah, I mean, the group is just a weird one. We knew going into it, well, many people knew that Belgium were going to run away with it, and then it was going to be really Wales or Czech Republic for second. And to be honest, we've beat them at home. If we can draw away from home now, that'll be perfect. But the worst thing to do is lose, because then you put yourself in awful situation. Go into Estonia having to win, and then, yeah, you don't want to be in come Belgium on the final game, needing to beat Belgium.
Yeah, like you said, it's a big game. I think it's a must not lose, to be honest. I'd be happy, with a draw at the end of the day, but that means, we'd have to be Estonia in the next game. I believe it's Estonia. Am I correct?
Yeah. No, it's Czech Republic.
Who did we play last? Was it? It's Estonia.
No, so it's Czech Republic and Estonia.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Yeah, who did we play?
I don't even know who we're playing. No, Belarus and Estonia. So then we've got Czech Republic away and Estonia away, and then Belarus and Belgium at home.
Yeah, so like you were saying, Czech Republic, so far they've done all right in the group. They lost to Wales, of course. I think they've drew once to Belgium and also lost once to Belgium, so they'd have to play Belgium again. It's a big game, Czech Republic fans, I believe it's, majority of a full capacity stadium. They're not sure if Wales fans are allowed to travel or not. So
I don't. Well, even if they do, I think they'll still have to be quarantined, so they might not. Well, then again, we've got 2 away games, so I was going to say they might not want to do that if we've got a home game coming up that they might miss. But I don't know about the if there are going to be any Wales fans. Even if there isn't, well, we've seen when there was no fans at grounds altogether. We played decent against Czech Republic, but they still cause decent threats, don't they?
I think I was right to believe there was 2 red cards in that game. I believe Patrick Schick and Connor Roberts got sent off, I believe. That was a bit of a feisty game, and obviously Dan James, I think, Bale elbowed the Czech Republic player who got banned for racism. But yeah, it'll be a tricky game. So going into the side's last competitive games, including international friendlies then, Czech Republic's last game, there's a 1-0 draw against Ukraine international friendly. As, you know, the majority of Wales fans know, and a lot of international fans will know, you know, don't take much out of friendlies, really. You know, Wales... I think
except for your caps. Get your caps up.
Get your caps up. I think even we drew against Andorra in a friendly, I think it was Albania, sorry, but yeah, no one really cares. And Wales, our last game, there was a 0-0 draw to Estonia. Like Mike Green said, you know, he went to the game frustrated, hit the post a few times, but at the end of the day, Estonia had a few chances as well. So yeah, it wasn't a great result, but
they could have won it at the end as well, to be fair, on the break.
Yeah, on the break, but, you know, a 0-0 against Estonia, it's not a great result. So, going into, you know, more detailed stats, and the last time Wales and Czech Republic played, then it was a 1-0 win to Wales. If you can remember anything from that game, you know, can you remember anything from that game when we played them in March? I believe it was the first game for us as well. Second game, I believe.
Second game, yeah.
Well, that win then? In March?
Yeah, I remember they was feisty, obviously, the 2 red cards, but not just that. It was basically Czech Republic using their advantages like Souček, like Schick as their physical advantages to, you know, get in Wales's face. And they've done that quite a lot. And I thought we had to try and... I said it because I was on the stream that day, and I said to you, you know, we have to lean away from the physical aspects. We're going to get ruined if we try and physically go battling with them. And that's why we didn't do that. We went more of a technical approach and try to pass the ball through them rather than play the ball long and try and win the headers, because we were never going to do that against the likes of Souček, Schick up front as well. So I said, yeah, just play it technical and play through them. Sorry, and that's what we've done. You know, 2 red cards are just added to the sort of fierce aspect that I thought was going to be in that game. But we needed to win that game after we lost in Belgium. But to be fair, you know, we played quite well in that Belgium game. So going into the Czech Republic game, I was confident that we'd beat them, especially at home.
Because the first 2 games, Belgium, Czech Republic, you know, that Belgian game, we played some really good football. Czech Republic, again, really good football. And then, you know, the last 2 games we played wasn't great. You know, the 2 easiest games we played in the group weren't great. So, going to touch in the comment section in the moment. So make sure you smash a like button, guys, and subscribe if you are new. We're going to touch on predictions in a moment later, mate. Hello, Sean. Hope you're doing well. This is a live...
Not in my stream.
We are live. Mad Gift says, do you know that Souček is a contender for Ballon d'Or? Yeah, we'll touch on Czech Republic players in a moment. Because he's already coming in with a prediction, not very confident. So the comment section, I will put comments on the screen, so get those in down below. So going on to team news then. For Czech Republic, a few players missing. West Ham Koufal's had to withdraw from the squad, so that's really, really good news for Wales. So Koufal will not be available. Marty Vidra, of course, Burnley striker, former Derby Watford striker as well. He's a bit of a doubt for this game. And also Mazur Pust and Sevcek is out. And I also believe that their left back is out as well. For Wales, a few injury concerns, unfortunately. Ben Davies and Dave Brooks had to withdraw from the squad, which is a big blow considering Reece Norton Davis had to withdraw as well. That doesn't leave us a recognised left back in the squad, I don't believe. And of course, the big man Gareth Bale unavailable. So, what do you reckon about that, Mike? Davis, Brooks, Bale, all an absent known to Davis. What do you reckon about that?
Ramsey's got to shine. It's as simple as that. Ramsey has got to. He's the most most experienced out, like attacking outlet, creativity wise, in the team, and I think he's got to grab this game by the balls basically, and he's got to dictate everything. He's going to be up against one of, you know, the Premier League's best CDMs in Thomas Souček, and he's going to have to try and break through that. I think he's got the ability. Of course, he has. Aaron Ramsey is a very good player. He wouldn't be playing for Juventus if he wasn't a good player, and if they want anything about him. So there is a player there. I just always worry about his commitment. He's got to be up for this because, you know, if he wants to be playing in major tournaments, World Cup, Euros, then you've got to win your qualifiers to get there. You know, you can't just get there on merit. So, you know, I hate this myth that it's not a myth because it's true that Ramsey doesn't care about the friendlies or the qualifiers, but, you know, you've got to win your qualifiers to get to the finals. So, you know, he should be up for it, and I think he will be up for it. But, you know, he's the main man tomorrow. You know, no Bale. Ben Davies is quite big.
Captain as well.
In terms of experience, Ben Davies. David Brooks is a good player as well. He can always dictate a game, but Ramsey is probably the one that everyone's going to look to now. So, yeah, he's got to just shine, and I think he will. I think he'll rise to the occasion.
Yeah, I think he does owe Wales fans, you know, a performance, really. the last couple of games he's flirted with being out the squad, and then next game he's magically back for Juventus. So it's a lot of, I would probably say criticism. I've criticised Ramsey in the past because I sometimes think he's available and he just doesn't want to play similar with Ryan Giggs. Everyone has their opinion.
Yeah.
One thing
Ryan
I don't like what Rob Page has done, I don't mind him calling up Ramsey. Of course he's got to call up Ramsey. Of course he's got to be in the starting 11. But one thing I really disagree is that he's made him captain. For me, your captain's got to be committed. Your captain's got to be committed to the cause. Available every single game. What Gareth Bale is. Yes, he's a little bit injury prone, but Bale gives 100% in his shirt. He's proud to be Welsh, proud to put on the Red Dragon shirt. Ramsey, is he proud to play for the team? Question mark. Does he perform all the time? He's gone missing a few big occasions for Wales. So I think having him captain's a very poor decision for Rob Page. Some of the players looking at the squad are probably thinking, how is he captain when I've, been there longer?
Done more, yeah.
Some of the players who are probably going to start tomorrow, Rodon, I think he could be captain. Yes, he's young, but he's a very experienced player. Ampadu, possibly, he could have been captain.
Danny Ward,
Dan James. We've got to have someone as captain, in my opinion, who's committed. Going back onto club football for a moment, you see some of these leaders. Chiellini for Juventus, leader. Newport, who's your captain?
Dimitri or Dolan. Both of them will put their neck and body on the line. Even at Swansea, Matt Grimes will literally put his body on the line.
Dimitri and Dolan play the majority of games, committed. Ramsey. So, yeah, I'm not really happy with Rob Page and that. But going on to the manager then, do you think he's under a lot of pressure ahead of this game?
Oh, it's a difficult one. I'm Rob Page out because the only reason I am is because I just don't like the style of football. I don't like the way he approaches certain games. The defensive football that he plays in. Defensive football is good because it's it keeps you defensive and contains the attacking threat from the opposition. But against Belarus and Estonia, I know they can always cause a threat, and no team. There are a few teams that you can probably go all out against and probably not concede, but there's San Marino, Andorra. But even Estonia and Belarus, Belarus scored 2 goals. I know one was a penalty, but they got to get in the box to get a penalty. So all teams in Europe and in these type of games can always cause you problems, but I just don't like the way he approaches some of the games with the mentality. I think it's a bit defensive, a bit pragmatic. But yeah, again, he's our manager, so we can't really slate him too much. He's the manager at the moment, so whatever happens come January with the whole Ryan Giggs situation, I don't know if, because he's still technically the manager, Ryan Giggs. So for me, I'd say he is under a bit of pressure, but realistically, if we lose this game, not really under pressure. But if he loses to Estonia, that's 4 points from 4 games, which is when you consider it's 2 games against Estonia and a game against Belarus, and you're only taking 4 points.
Yeah. Because he says in the chat here, Rob Page got sacked a few years ago in Northampton Town, which, probably shows, he's a lot aware of his depth at the moment. Start off well, manager bounce, but, we are seeing some very poor decisions from him at the moment. And I'm not sure if it's politics related, but realistically, in my opinion anyway, the only reason why Rob Page has not been sacked is because of Giggs, because Giggs is still technically contracted to the nation. So obviously, if they let Rob Page go, they're gonna have to pay off Ryan Giggs, pay off the back staff, and it'll cost Wales millions. So I personally think Wales are waiting.
He's only there because of that, yeah.
Because in my opinion, there's 2 situations. They're waiting for the trial, of course. So if Giggs gets found guilty, he's got to go legally. You don't have to pay him anything. Get rid of the backroom staff for free as well. Happy days. Wales get a new manager. Don't cost them nothing. Or Giggs gets found not guilty, and they just carry on the way where he's going. Well, let's be fair, he's done a good job, Giggs. Even though,
I'd keep. Well, like I say, we can't judge anything, in football, because the one thing you've got to remember in football is try and, until things like this whole situation with Giggs, until they're being resolved, you can't really say anything. But the thing is, we could potentially not have qualified for the World Cup. Yeah, it's a World Cup.
I Wales in a World Cup, so I'm desperate to see it.
Yeah, and this whole situation could deny us that. And I mean, I get the situation that technically you cannot have it. Well, you cannot have him as your manager at the moment for obvious reasons. But if he gets found innocent and not guilty, he comes back in for me. Rob Page, I don't know if he'll have a part in the setup at all. I'm not too sure. But for me, Ryan Giggs comes straight back and takes that manager role because, like you said, he has made us 10 times better than what we were. I know the football's boring. You look at some teams over the years, they've played boring football but got results.
Yeah, spot on there. Like I said, Page has done a good job with what he had, but the last few months or the last few games, Wales, we are seeing a bit of a decline. We've got some fantastic players on the show, but be interesting. Let's just for an argument's sake, Giggs gets found not guilty in January, back in charge for the Nations League playoff final or whatever you want to call it. Would Rob Page even want to be a number 2? He's experienced being number 1 Wales. Maybe he'll want the job. Will that cause a bit of disruption in the management, which will then move to the players, which will then move to the fans? So this could have a huge effect on the nation as a whole, really, in a football team.
I think if we're praying. I certainly am. I don't know if you're praying as well that Ryan Giggs does, not just for the football side of it, for the impact it could have on Wales, stereotypically, but if he does get found guilty, then it is going to have to be Rob Page. Well, like you said, actually, we could just get rid of them all free of charge. But if he is innocent and not guilty, then if Rob Page would have to sit down with Giggs and say, look, I feel as though I've come on leaps and bounds whilst being in charge of Wales, whilst the whole situation with you was going on. I feel like I've developed as a coach or manager to go and pursue my future somewhere else. And then Giggs can either say, well, go on then, basically, or try and persuade him to stay. But to be honest, if Rob Page feels like he can go and manage not a higher, like a club level, I should say, because he could probably easily get a League 2 or League 1 job now with the experience he's had from Wales. And I think Wales has acted as a leap bound, a bit similar to Newport, actually, with Michael Flynn. I think Newport have acted as a leap bound for Flynn's personal career. I think Flynn will go on to manage League 1 or Championship now, because I think he's just got that leap from Newport that we've gave him experience of 4 years at League 2 level and he's probably one of the best League 2 managers over the last 4 years. I know, obviously, excluding managers that have dropped down from like Championship and League 1, he's probably one of the most improved manager in that level, and I think he deserves to push on. And the same with Rob Page. I think I know his football's boring, and we can both agree with that. But a team like, I don't know, Northampton or something like that would probably take him back because he's developed.
Yeah, guys, let us know down below for the people who are watching live, or if you're not watching live, you stop in the comment section. Are you Page in, Page out? Because I know Degussie's very passionate about this, and he's put a lot of comments, which I appreciate. So Degussie says, I am Page out, and his coaching staff need to go if we don't obtain good results in this camp, which I can understand it's a results business, but yeah, I can understand that Degussie, like I've said Page out before, but I mean, between, it's similar to your situation as a Man United fan, with Solskjaer. I've heard you many times say before Solskjaer out, but I still think you're Solskjaer in, if I'm right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting because, I've said Page out multiple times, but realistically, after the game, you calm down a little bit and you think, well, was that due to the manager? You look at Estonia, was that due to him? Did we not take our chances? We were a bit.
I think we set up the right way for Estonia. I think out of those 2 last games in the last international break, I think the one that was down to him was probably the one that we won. The game that I blamed him for with the bad selection and the bad tactics. We actually won the game, but it's always about this moments. We know that the Sir Matt Goldbridge has gone about moments, but it's not just him. Everyone has noticed it in their own team. Sometimes you win a game just off individual brilliance, and I think that Belarus game was won by individual brilliance off our best player. You take Bale out of that game, do we still win that game? Do we lose it? No. We were 2-1 down at one point. So that Estonia game, if you put maybe an Aaron Ramsey in there, an extra bit of, I know Bale's better than Ramsey and more contributing to Wales, but if you put Ramsey in there, do we win that game? Who knows? You don't know. Maybe in certain games you just need a bit of individual brilliance, but I think Rob Page relies on that a little bit. He always looks at Bale all the time and thinks, can you do something? Can you make something for us?
Individual brilliance. Sean says in the chat, how long has Rob been in charge of Wales? Now, I don't know the top of my head, but I know it's definitely more than a year. So I'm going to go about 14 months. But if someone can find that in the chat, that would be really appreciated. But yeah, like you were saying, but against our Estonia, we were missing a lot of key players.
March 2020.
So yeah, he's been in the job about 15, 16 months. He's been here quite a while now. And obviously, he was probably a year before that as well as an assistant coach. But yeah, we were missing a lot of players last month in the friendlies. I think probably one of the biggest misses was not having Nico and Connor Roberts available. Having two quick right backs, players who can go forward. We missed that heavily. And, Chris Gunter, let's be honest, he's a little bit out of his depth now at international level. Fantastic player. But, I think that really hurt us last month. Chris Gunter wasn't great. I believe he gave a penalty away as well for a high foot. So
Belarus.
How big do you think it's going to? How good do you think it's going to be having Connor and Nico available?
Well, we need two of them because we need one of them to play left back. Exactly. but no, in all seriousness, like you said, Gunter has got the experience, but he's not got the quality, and that's the unfortunate thing. Where you could say, is different for Williams and Roberts. They've both got the quality, but none of them have really got that 100+ cap experience. They've got some solid experience, but nothing compared to Gunter. I think Roberts has only got like 25, 30 caps as well. So he's our best right back, and he's just in terms of quality, he's our best right back, and he's got nowhere near the experience of Gunter. But yeah, it's good to have them both back. Like I said, one of them's going to have to go left back. It probably will be Williams because he can play that more than Roberts. I think Williams is actually left-footed as well. But yeah, it's good to have him back, knowing that if we did have a fit left back, obviously we don't, so they're both going to have to play right and left back. But if one of them, if we did have a left back, and one of those got injured, then we wouldn't have to rely on bringing Chris Gunter into the team. So I don't know if half an hour into a game or 40 minutes into a game away at Czech Republic, I don't really think Chris Gunter coming on would be able to deal with the attack that Czech Republic have. Not just his pace, but like we saw in the Belarus game, he has the tendency to give a foul away. Yeah,
spot on there. So an interesting start for the Wales fans, not a positive one. So the six times we've gone away to Czech Republic. Right, there's a bit of a question for you, Mike. Of the 6 times we played Czech Republic in our entire history as the men's international football team of Wales, how many wins do you reckon we have? How many draws, how many losses do you think we have away at Czech Republic? 6 out of 6 games.
6 games. 6 games. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. 1 win, 2 draws, 3 defeats.
Well, I can tell you, it's 0 wins, 0 draws, 6 defeats. So we've not even had a draw. So Wales and Czech Republic away from home. Yeah, don't go.
Let's hope there's 2-0 in the score tomorrow then. Let's hope for a 0-0.
Won't be surprised. And again, another statistic I was looking at is the last 16 qualifying home matches, Czech Republic, they've only lost 2. So a home, very strong team, especially when fans are back. So it's going to be a very, very tough game tomorrow. So going on to Czech Republic's best 3 players then over the 2021 academic year. Do you know any Czech Republic's players then before we get into their key 3 players? Obviously, they've got the well-known ones, but yeah, any Czech Republic's players you think we should look out for tomorrow?
Well, obviously, I know Kufar's not playing, but Souček is a main threat physically, defensively and offensively. He's a danger in both boxes. Schick up front, very, very good player. His career's been hampered over the last few years. And I can't remember his first name, but Barak. I actually saw the comment from Deguzi, but he's a good winger as well. I think he's a winger, left mid. I think his name's Anthony.
Anton, yeah.
Yeah, Anton Barak. Yeah, he's a good player as well. But I wouldn't have put Barak in if Kufar was playing. I'm delighted Kufar's not playing. He should have took Souček back to West Ham with him.
Yeah, but yeah, Czech Republic obviously I've seen a little bit of Wales and when they were versus England a few years ago. I think they'd be England as well, funny enough. But yeah, I remember watching Czech Republic in the Euro 2020 in the summer, which was it's flown by. But yeah, they were really impressive, and Patrick Schick scored some fantastic goals, especially against Scotland. And yeah, he's a very dangerous striker. So going to their 3 best players then. So in 3rd place, Anton Barak, like you just said, very good player, 7.25. 2nd place, surprisingly, the Ballon d'Or contender Thomas Souček, not in 1st place in 2nd, was 7.72. Do you reckon you know anyone who will be in 1st place?
The only one I'm thinking of is Alex Kral, but I don't think he's got the new West Ham signing, but I don't think that's going to be him. Or their goalkeeper. I can't think of their goalkeeper. Dubravka. No, I don't think it's going to be Dubravka.
All right, Nathan. Yeah, the best player then over the 2021 is Jan Borrell, who I think is a left back with a 7.73. And I do believe he's unavailable for tomorrow, which is really good news. So, going to the score predictions then. For the people who have the correct score predictions against Derby County, the fantastic 0-0 draw. So, shout out to DeGuzzi. I think he's had the most this season, so well done, Abraham. You're doing
Does he just go 0-0 every week and just hope for the best? Well, to be fair, you've had a lot of 0-0s, haven't you? So
I think he does go 0-0. Fair play to DeGuzzi, and congratulations to Wilf Boney. Funny enough, what a name that is. He also predicted 0-0. So if you do want to shout out in the next match preview, which I do, which will also be live. I'm only doing live match previews now. Something I prefer to do, get more conversation, stuff like that. Then put in the comment section after the live stream is finished, guys. If you're watching on playback, comment section down below your score prediction, and if you are right, you'll be featured in the next video. Yeah, hopefully you're well, Nathan. We've just been talking about team news and stuff like that. And funny enough, we're going to go into predicted lineup. So make sure you guys put in the comment section down below your lineup or Wales lineup for tomorrow, and I'll put them on the screen and we'll predict. So, Mike, what is your Wales starting 11 for tomorrow?
Right, Danny Ward in goals. I think I'll just go through it. So Danny Ward, Roberts, right back. That is Cabango, Roden. No, Mepham, Roden, Williams. 3 in midfield: Allen, Ampadu, and Ramsey at the 10. Yeah. And then James. I don't know whether to play him on the left or right. I mean, James on the left. This is controversial, but I think he's a really decent player. I think he could break through. Brennan Johnson on the right and Kiefer Moore through the middle.
Interesting team. So you leave out Harry Wilson. I do see that.
Yeah, I really would. Do you know what? I just really would love to see Brennan Johnson get a run of games. Like I think there's a player in there, and yeah, that's the team anyway.
Yeah, quite similar to me. I have a few changes. So in goals, both of us can agree. Danny Ward, main keeper, I can understand. I think, him, Hennessy need to look for a move away, get first team football, because I think if one of those two, or I should say, if Hennessy was playing, number 1 for Burnley, I think he'd be starting. Adam Davis, now number 1 Stoke, he probably won't get contention. So Danny Ward, back 4. For me, Connor Roberts, not too sure how fit he will be. I don't know if he'll last 90 minutes. He's not played a single minute of football this season. Obviously, he was injured going into pre-season and stuff like that. So I'm not sure how fit he'll be. So I wouldn't be surprised if Gunter comes on second half, which will not be fun. So yeah, Roberts right back, 2 in the middle. It's going to be Joe Rodon. Again, not played too much minutes this season. A lot of these Wales players haven't played too much football, but
they're all with Wales. They're all about third or fourth fiddle in their club team.
It's crazy. Left centre back, someone who've not said. I've gone James Lawrence. Now, James Lawrence and Chris Mepham as a partnership had an absolute disaster class against Belarus away from home. It was poor. I know because he's not a big fan of Chris Mepham, but Lawrence for me, he's a left footer, so I like to have a left and right. Yeah, but if Mepham plays, I can understand that. I don't see Cabango. Cabango wasn't even in the squad. Same with Will Vaux. So yeah, also good to see Will Vaux in the squad. Left back, Nico Williams. I know he's a right back, but we've got no one else. Again, not sure how long he'll be able to play with the amount of minutes he's played this season. The 2 holding midfielders for me, Joe Allen and Ampadu. Yes, still on Levitt. I think he should have had a lot more minutes last month, especially after his performance against Finland. And, Morel, sometimes I do question him in the midfield. And I don't think Page is a big fan of Ampadu. But for me, Ampadu's got to play in there with Joe Allen. The front 3, or the 3 behind the striker then, it's going to be Harry Wilson on the right, Ramsey in the middle, and Dan James on the left. And up front, probably one of the most important players for Wales, Kiefer Moore. Now, I'm not just saying this because I'm a Swansea fan, but Kiefer Moore's not had a great season at Cardiff so far. I believe it's 1 goal in 11 games, so he's not been great, but you do have to understand he's had COVID and other issues like that. So that's my team. That's Mike's team as well. So let me know. Nathan's also put his team in the chat, so he's gone Danny Ward in goal, a back 4 of Nico Williams, Joe Rodon, James Lawrence, and Connor Roberts. Allen, Ampadu, Ramsey, Wilson, James Moore.
Same as you.
Copy my team, Nathan. I think you just waited for me to say it and then put it. But yeah, I think, you could say, you could have Mepham instead of Lawrence. I'd understand that. You could have Morel instead of Allen or Ampadu. I could understand that. And also you could have Brennan Johnson instead of Wilson. But yeah, I think everyone who has put their teams in so far has, got the right idea. Because make sure you put your team down below. You should see what you're saying. So, Mike, what is your score prediction?
0-0.
Done.
0-0.
0-0s, mate, on my club.
Mate, I will take it. That record that you said, just to get something in that middle column. 6 games, 6 defeats. No, thank you. 0-0.
0-0. Entertaining game for you. But
I think it will be an entertaining 0-0, but it's a 0-0 and a point that we'll take over Czech Republic, considering we've already beat them. So 4 points against them. They've already taken a point off us.
In my opinion, controversial, but Colwell should be pushing for a start. I've not seen him do too much in a Wales shirt. To be fair, Nathan, I was impressed with Mark Harris last month. Not sure about Colwell. I'd rather Harris over Colwell, but I'm not too sure Will Colwell will fit in. I think Harris, so far what I've seen him in a Wales shirt, he's looked good. So, like I said, Nathan, keep always be sure with Colwell. So I'm not just going to be biased and say he has had a poor season, but choose. So my prediction now, for me, it's a must not lose. It's going to be a hard game, of course, Czech Republic. We're going to have to deal with the pressure. Ramsey captain. We are missing Bale. But I think not having Bale could be a little bit of a bonus for us because sometimes we do force the ball to Bale a lot. And I think when Bale doesn't play, we play better as a team. So I'm going to go 2-1 Wales. I'm going to go for an away win. I just think because Bale's not playing, it's going to be a bit more of a team performance. If we get a free kick, we're actually going to, be able to give it to our players. 2-1 Wales. Goals go for Czech Republic. I'm going to go for Patrick Schick. Fantastic player. For Wales, I'm going to go for Harry Wilson. I think he's had a really good start to the season for Fulham. And, he's a fantastic player. And the other scorer, I'm going to go Kiefer Moore. So I'm going 2-1 Wales. So again, your score predictions down below in the comments, guys, in the live chat. But make sure you put them after the stream's ended so they do count. So, because he has put a lot of information here. So he's got Danny Ward in goal. Interesting, he's gone Chris Gunter right back with Joe.
I think he's done that because of the sort of fitness of Roberts. We're just hoping really because we don't want to see Gunter.
William, Ampadu, Allen, James, Ramsey, Sober, Thomas, Moore. Interesting that you've put Sober Thomas in there because he's ahead of Harry Wilson, Mark Harris,
even Brennan Johnson.
And Brennan Johnson, giving Thomas a debut. He's not starting Mepam as cannot get into Bournemouth team. You say you're not starting Mepam, but he's in your team. So I don't understand what you're on about there. I think you got mucked up there, but yeah, interesting one there. So again, your things. Why is Mark Harris over Lee Callum? Callum's not a good season, mate. He's not at championship level. I think he should go on loan to a Bristol Rovers in January because they're looking for goal scorers. So yeah, let's go into more comments. Derry Richards is predicting something random. Morel to score. He probably will start. So it will be interesting. Because what's your score prediction? Sean, what's yours? Interesting to say. Oh, you're on about Cabango. That's fine, mate. So, yeah, you're going 0-0, I'm going 2-1 Wales. But, yeah, unfortunately, I am working tomorrow, so I won't be able to do a live stream watch-along. It's a bit of a shame, but I'm going to assume you're doing a watch-along.
I'm not, even though they've said that now, I might definitely do a watch-along for it.
Only cares about the views, guys. Only cares about the views. I'm sure Nathan's doing one as well, so if you guys want to check those streamers out, be my guest, because unfortunately I'm working tomorrow, so yeah, I'll just keep updates on my phone. But I'll either do a live match reaction tomorrow or a live match reaction on Saturday. So what I'm going to do, guys, if I'm back from work tomorrow, I got time, I'll do a live match reaction about 11 o'clock, something like that. If I don't do one tomorrow night, it'll just be, a video, not a live stream, a video on Saturday. Because I do want to, keep the Wales content. I actually wasn't going to do a preview today because I was playing FIFA and I got very distracted. But yeah, we're going to ignore that. Back onto the comments then, because I do really like these live match previews. It's more interactive. Yes, it's a bit longer, but, again, track with you guys and get a bit more in-depth analysis. We've got Mike Green on, so it's always a pleasure. So, Sean's going 1-0 Wales. Brandon going 2-0 Wales. Nathan again coping with a 2-1 Wales. He's going more.
You said, oh, no.
Johnson,
yeah, you said more as well.
Johnson will call off the bench, then Will N.E. for Czech Republic. Well, hopefully Mo does great for Wales. But after the international break, hopefully has a rubbish game. Chris Merton's not start for Bournemouth anymore because, like Mike was touching on, though, because a lot of players don't play first-team football. I'm thinking, out of the teams we both said, who don't play first-team football? Ward doesn't start. I don't think, well, obviously Williams doesn't start. Rodon doesn't start. Merton doesn't start.
Roberts hasn't started.
No. Who else? Well,
Allen.
Start now. Allen starts.
Ramsey starts. Well, he started the other day.
So there's a lot of players. So that's the only problem with Wales, really. We've got good players, but they don't play regular enough to really...
We're an EFL team. Should name us EFL 11.
The Papa John's Trophy, this isn't it, for Wales? But yeah, Matt, CJCF game is going for 2-1 Wales. Love that, mate. Bailey is going for a 2-0 Wales. Kiefer Moore both. Yeah, like I was saying, Kiefer Moore, huge part of this team for Wales, and for me, has got to start tomorrow. Nathan says Ramsey starts, but gets sub 65th minute. He can't get sub Ramsey tomorrow.
He cannot. No, yeah.
For me, we don't have a player who can play in that Ramsey position, especially with Brooks out.
Unless you drop Wilson in there and put. And like if you start Wilson, then what you could do is drop Wilson into the 10 and put like someone like Johnson or Thomas on the wing. Because I don't think, although I want Thomas to play, I don't think he will. I think it will be Wilson on the right.
Yeah. Troy State is saying 2-0 Wales. Harry Wilson rolled on. So a lot of people confident in the chat, which is good to see. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. World Cup qualifiers always entertaining. Like I said, Wales, Czech Republic, both on 10 points. They are a bit above us in goal difference, like me and Mike were saying. Jump your hand off for a point right now. But like I said, if we do win tomorrow, 6 points behind Belgium, a game in hand, Estonia away midweek. I would say winnable game, but we don't know what we're I'm assuming Belgium have got Belarus. I'm assuming they've got Belarus because I think they've already played Czech Republic. So I'm not too sure. Someone just let me know who Belgium got.
Well, Belgium are in the Nations League at the moment, didn't they? So
yeah, I think it's 2 between them and France at the moment. But yeah, if you guys got any last questions, let me know down below because we are coming towards the end of this stream. But yeah, I am looking forward to this game. And like I said, unfortunately, I'm not watching it, but I'm looking forward to seeing the highlights. Obviously, people who will watch 9 minutes will have a bit more in depth than me. But sometimes I think when you aren't able to watch a game and you look at the highlights, you do see a different game to other people. So, yeah, Czech Republic defenders, Bristol City defender. Yeah, we should smash them at Bristol City. They're awful. Nah, they're not awful. Sean, I'm just joking, mate.
Thomas Callas.
Yeah. So there's 60 people in here, which is fantastic considering, it's 25 to 10 midweek for a bloody World Cup qualifying preview. But yeah, Mike, any last words then?
Just hope for a good game, to be honest. Hope to not lose. I know I've said 0-0. I just don't see us. I don't know about Rob Page, but I think we'll probably set up a bit defensive. I know we don't want to as Wales. We want to be attacking. We want to, get the fans excited. But I really think he's going to go with a boring formation, boring tactics. Basically, go out there to not lose. Because I think even Rob Page would bite our hands off for a 0-0 draw. To be honest, because that's a clean sheet and a big away point. So. It's going to be interesting. I think it's going to be an entertaining 0-0, to be honest. There might be a bit of controversy, like a missed penalty or something like that, or a red card. I think this type of game we've seen in March when we played them, this type of game is fiery. We saw 2 red cards. Obviously, Bale elbowing the racist. And yeah, there's always a bit of controversy in Wales games. Wales never have an easy, a nice, comfortable 1-0 win. Nothing to really, talk about. That could be a controversy point. So yeah, it's going to be a 0-0 draw, and I'm saying Patrick Schick to miss a penalty.
Interesting. I've just checked. Belgium are not playing any qualifying games.
Yeah, because they've got this semi-final tonight, and then they've got the 3rd or 4th place playoff or the final on Saturday or Sunday.
If we're 6 points behind, if we beat Czech Republic and we beat Estonia, we'd be level.
No. You're going to say we're top of the group.
We'll be 11 points of Belgium with 1 game played more, but we play them last game. We win.
Let's book our tickets for Qatar, boys. We're going to the Middle East.
And if we didn't bloody draw to Estonia, unfortunately, we'd be 3 points off Belgium right now, with the possibility of going 3 points above them. So,
and then they'd have a game, in hand, where it's always tricky when you can't. Oh, what are we doing? We're pinching at possible outcomes here. Oh God.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting one. I can't see us get anything from Belgium, but this game, 2 even sides going up against each other. Should be a decent game of football. But yeah, like I said, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. Really do appreciate it. Nearly 40 minutes long. What I will be doing now, guys, is live match previews. Instead of, match previews, change up a little bit. I know a lot of people have been watching previews 2-3 years. Great commitment from you guys and stuff like that. But for me, sometimes on your channel, you need a little bit of a change. Mike does Career Mode Ultimate Team. Used to play a career that lasted very, very long. But you got to switch it up. You got to switch it up now and again. And I just think live match previews, definitely haven't still the idea of one of those vlogs. Don't he's watching, but cheers, Charlie, anyway. But yeah, I just think it's a lot more interactive. You guys can enjoy and when I do get opposition fans on, I'm not going to get a Czech Republic fan who speaks English on, am I? But Mike should just got a Czech Republic shirt on and just speak a lot of gibberish. But yeah, we'll be doing live match previews. So of course, the first club live match preview will be against Cardiff, and there'll be a few streams ahead of that one. Hopefully, Nate can join me that. Yeah, cheers, Nathan, for joining, mate. Hopefully, you're well, and your pack on FIFA is also ridiculous, and so is Mike's, and mine is atrocious. So yeah, thanks FIFA for giving me awful Devrayo awards, but who cares? I know anyone doesn't care, but quickly, if anyone plays for Champions qualification,
in the bin.
What do you mean in the bin? Do you like it, dude?
It's horrible, mate. It's absolutely disgusting.
Sweaty. Well, I can't say much. My front three: St. Maximin, Martial, and Traore. Not
mine's Coleman, Bailey, Martial. Quality.
Martial, we both can agree, absolutely fantastic on FIFA.
He's shit in real life, though.
Well, scored against Everton.
Oh, don't worry.
But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Like I said, the stream's going to end in a moment, so make sure you go off the stream, and as soon as you see it as a video on your subscriptions, if you are subscribed, comment down below, and that's the only way you can get involved in the match previews. The next match preview then will be Sunday against Estonia, looking to get someone else on. So if you do want to come on to the channel, just hit me up with a DM or something. All my social medias down below. Mike, where can people find you on your social medias and, more importantly, your YouTube channel?
Well, not really social medias anymore. I don't really post on there, but unless it's blagging about packing Bruno in a 7.5k pack, I'm watching Nathan, mate. But no, Mike Green on YouTube. Yeah, I'm gonna do a watch along for tomorrow's game. Not because someone's in work and won't be able to watch it. Nathan, if you want to go out for the day, mate, when Wales are playing, that's gladly appreciated. But yeah, it's going to be a stream on tomorrow night, and then a vlog for Newport Bradford on Saturday, which I'm buzzing for.
Are you home?
Yeah.
I'll have to have a look at the finances for that one, because I've not been in.
You Jap bastard! You Jap bastard!
Might come, because I know you're interested in coming to the South Wales derby. Cardiff and the mirror.
No. No way. But yeah, if you want to. Oh, bloody hell, Nathan. That's poor commitment, that. Yeah, but if you do want to come to Bradford, Newport.
Also, be it. I was going to say Mike offered his Barmy Army, but I don't know who's in charge of you right now.
Well, Wayne Hatswell at the moment, but hopefully it'll be Tony Pulis very, very shortly.
Well, it'll be interesting to see next time Wales play in the next international break if it'll be Rob Page Barman. But yeah, thanks guys for watching. Do appreciate the support. Thank you very much, Mike, for coming on. Big shout out to everyone in the live chat, including Guzzy, who contributed a lot. But yeah, a lot of you guys to check out tomorrow for watch alongs. Mike, Guzzy, Total Swans, Nathan. So make sure you check those out tomorrow. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Big game for Wales tomorrow. Hopefully we can get the 3 points. Thanks for watching. Come on, Wales. Big game tomorrow. Thanks, Mike, for coming on. I'll see you guys in the next match preview.
Always a pleasure.